today's a Friday. Tomorrow's game day. Now, we're excited to get back out, and obviously the opportunity to play on national television on the Thursday night game. I know everyone around the country watches that game, so great opportunity for our players and our program to go show what they can do with a national TV audience.
Questions for Coach, press star 1, and Coach will begin with Hugh Kellenberger of the Jackson Clarion Ledger.
Hey, Dan, how are you doing?
Doing good. How are you today?
Good. I was curious, how much have you guys had to talk to your defensive players about the targeting rules and about maybe having to go a lot lower when they're trying to make a tackle?
You know what, we talk about it a lot. We talked about it last year. You know, we've done it since I've been here. And I know just, you know, with the emphasis on it being even bigger this year, I think the players pay more attention. But we've always talked about it. I don't want the 15-yard penalty, never mind the ejection, and when we do things. So we spend time on it. What we do is we also, anytime that in practice, all during training camp, you know, our deal is anything that would have been close. And I think, you know, we show that as a team and say, hey, here's the situation. Also, the league office, I think, does a good job of sending us. Steve Shaw does a great job each week. They send you video clips and stuff, and we showed our team of some that, hey, this may not have been called, this may have been called, but these are on the edge, and just show situations in which our team, to try to get our players, to avoid getting the targeting penalty.
Is it a concern at all to you as an offensive guy that the answer seems to be in some situations go lower, and that maybe means more ACL injuries, more knee problems?
I think that'll be you'll see down the road. You know, I mean, does this lead to more lower leg injuries? Which, you know, because it is such a fine line. I mean, you can take it overboard and say, hey, everybody just go low and target the knees every time when you're tackling. But you know, we don't make that huge an emphasis of it. We just want to go low and, you know, right around the midsection, you know, of the player. And I think defensive players do sometimes see an offensive player that all of a sudden he sinks at the last minute. You got to be even lower at that point. But I think the research will tell us if that's an issue in the future.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
If there are more questions for Coach Mullen, please press star 1 now. Next we have David Pascal, the Chattanooga Times Free Press.
Hey, Coach, you talked at the top about the, you know, getting to play on national television and how everybody watches these Thursday night things. Along those lines, is this something you'd like to do as much as possible? I know sometimes it can mess up the scheduling, but I mean, the fact you guys were off last week, I imagine that would help. Just wondered if you like doing this as much as possible.
I love this opportunity, and I love it, you know, especially, you know, right now when you're in that double bye week year that we have, you know, when the calendar falls this way and you have 2 bye weeks, you know, for both us and Kentucky, I think it's a great opportunity to get to play in this game, and we both had a bye before it, so, you know, you both kind of have that time to prepare. I think sometimes you play on Thursday night. If you're on that short week, can be a massive turnaround. But you know how the schedule felt this year. I think it's a great opportunity, and I love playing in these. You get playing in these games and having the opportunity to play on this stage.
Thank you.
Next is Mike Herndon of AL.com.
Morning, Dan.
Good morning.
I know Jalen Whitlow's been hurt, and it looks like Maxwell Smith will be the guy for Kentucky. But they've kind of used 2 quarterbacks throughout the year, a lot like you do. How do you go about preparing for that, and do you have an advantage preparing for that with your quarterback situation?
I think so. You know, because I think a lot of times when you watch them, and even you know what we do within our quarterbacks is. They don't run a different offense when a different quarterback's in the game. You know, they maybe highlight, they tend to, the statistics will tend to trend one way a little bit more than the other. But, you know, when you look at Kentucky's quarterbacks, and I think very similar to our situation that we're in, we don't run a different scheme when we put another quarterback in. You know, 80% to 90% of it is going to be about the same. And then there's going to be a little bit different flavor there because one guy's strengths are a little different than the other guy's strengths. And so I think for us, just our defense being on that same page, knowing that, hey, with this quarterback in the game, don't expect a whole different game plan. Expect them to run their offense with a slightly different twist at the end.